What's up, graphic designers? Here at the New York City Lab School, we've got all these fun habits of lab learners, and I'm curious, what is your favorite habit of lab learners? Nice, that's great. We've got persisting, we've got collaborating, reflecting, so many fun elements that really make up our school culture. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to get maybe an action shot that looks a little bit like this, and we're going to make sure that in our projects we put the year on it because I don't even know when this was. This might have been from 2016. And we're going to create something that looks a little bit like that skateboard visual, or maybe this one featuring Winston from back in 2015 before the playground was renovated. And we're going to create something that maybe looks a little bit like this. So here is what I know. I know that when I look in the layers palette, we've got lots of options. And I know that we've got this really fun one with Ernest driving to the basket. He's observing closely. And one of my favorite things about layer masks is that if you, my friends, need to eliminate an element because we can do non-destructive editing, I know that we can just simply hop to the layer mask itself and press B for brush, and that's gone. And this all of a sudden looks really cool. So today, what are we doing? That's a great question. We're going to be creating visuals that highlight and celebrate all the different habits of lab learners. Maybe it's taking responsible risks, tolerating ambiguity, connecting. And what we're going to do is we're going to embed these visuals into some of the really fun photos that are in our photo album. So right now I'm actually uploading photos from a recent March Madness game. I took 8,000 photos. They're all organized by the games. I'm 1,300 through 1,500. You're going to see lots of really fun photos. And you're going to think about how can you use these photos or maybe photos from the Carnival last year to create visuals that highlight and celebrate lab. Now, let's talk very briefly about this. What are the two textures, or what are the two elements between the desaturated background, where there's me playing a little defense in the post, and this former labby in the sort of the foreground? Can you guys figure that out? Yes, it's the brick wall, and it's that radial gradient. Let's give this a shot right now, super duper quickly. So here are a few fun action shots, and there's Lindina on the fast break, and here she is making a decision. And so here's what we're going to do today, and just about every day when we're working on this kind of project. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to identify our image. We're going to press Command J. Always, 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 we're going to use the object selection tool. We're going to select our individual. I'm going to click. We're going to evaluate, is the whole image selected? And I can see that it's not. And so what we're going to do right now is I'm actually going to right click. I'm going to do the quick selection tool. I'm going to make sure the add to function is selected. We're going to get the rest of that ball. We want to eliminate that element right there. So we're going to subtract. So much addition and subtraction. All right. So now, of course, we're going to use the layer mask. And I'm going to hold control. And when we hold option. And when we click option, I can see that there's a few elements in here that we need to clean up. And otherwise, this looks pretty good. Uh-oh. I can see that looks like some of her face is cut out. So check that out. I'm gonna hold option once more. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, if I highlight or if I eliminate the layers underneath, I can see that sadly this part of her face wasn't included as a part of that selection. So we're gonna make sure that white is selected, and it's gonna look a little something like this. I'm gonna press X to swap out or swap the foreground and the background color. And all of a sudden, this looks cool. Okay, great. So here is, maybe we do want to clean this up over here. All right, you guys are going to do some amazing selections. Next step, as I press Command 0 to zoom out, I'm going to press Command J, Command Shift U, Command L. Always we desaturate, lighten the lights, darken the darks. This looks great. I'm going to press Command J once more. And here is what's going to happen now. If we right-click the paint bucket, we're going to pull up the gradient, and we're going to select the radial gradient. We're going to think about what color makes sense for us. I'm going to take a look at these oranges, and this orange/yellow gradient looks pretty cool. I'm going to left click and drag. Whoa, that looks fun. I know now we want to cycle through the blending modes. I'm press V, hold Shift, +++. And I'm not mad at this. Oh, this is like the tropical twist trident gum that we were chewing in class recently. All right, I'm not mad at that. And then hypothetically, if we wanted to, we're just going to experiment. I'm going to click, actually, make sure black is in the foreground, white is in the background. I'm going to click filter, and then what we're going to do is go to filter gallery, and I'm just curious. Let's go to textures. I'm going to do patchwork, and I'm going to press OK. And when we do, we can see that now all of a sudden it looks like the background is a little pixelated. Lindina, however, is not. And I'm thinking this looks pretty nifty. You're going to think about like what makes sense for you. Do you want that textured background? Do you not? We always want to highlight our individual, and then we got to think, all right, what habit of lab learners are we going to be celebrating? Is it tolerating ambiguity? If you're not using a sports action photo, that's cool. We're looking for something dynamic. I can't wait to see what you guys produce. You guys have lots of creativity. Save your work as a PSD and submit your JPEG as a draft. Good luck.